Can you paint a picture of how much work it takes to be a filmmaker? For people watching this channel, maybe they're in that similar boat. They've gone to film school. They're waiting for this like magical producer to come along with this check.
Well, if you're doing your first film and you have a producer, you're lucky enough to have a producer, that's great. But you will be producing as well. Like there's no getting around it. You're not going to be just directing. Let's assume you didn't write the script. Okay, let's say you partnered up with somebody. What you can expect is just an all-encompassing days of just prepping. And it's not a thing, get a camera and go shoot. I mean, it is a lot of preparation. And that is something that I think gets lost a lot. You know, like when I was doing Marigold, my 7th film, it would be 2 weeks of prep for 2 days of shooting. You know, so it's making sure that you have the cast and crew, that you have the insurance, that you have the permits, that you have everything. And sometimes the person the only one that's going to care the most about it is going to be you. Unless you have an incredible budget where you're able to pay people to care, right? You're the one that's caring the most, and you can't drop the ball, and you have to be leading everything. You cannot be behind on anything, because as soon as they lose confidence in you, then your first day of shooting, it's going to be a disaster, you know? And so that's the big thing you can expect. It's just a lot of prep before, depending on the requirements of your script and your story. But any little thing, if you want it to be done well, that you're going to have to put that time in. That's not necessarily directing.
Why would they lose confidence in you?
Because you can tell when someone doesn't know, when they don't have a clear vision about people will excuse you if you can't communicate your vision, but they will not excuse you if you don't have a vision, your cast and your crew, you know? And that's the thing that I always tell, like, you have to have a very clear vision about what you want. If you don't know what you want, then you're in big trouble.
So is that something that you learn on your feet by going through it?
Yeah, I don't think that's something you could be taught. I think it's something that you have to learn by doing. And start small. Start small. Particularly if you're a woman or a person of color, you're not going to be given an opportunity to fail on a major thing. I've had several actors contact me on TV shows who know I'm trying to get into TV directing, and they're like beside themselves because some 27-year-old on set, never directed anything, doesn't know what he's doing, and yet he has an opportunity to do that. And it's usually a white male. We're not going to be given those opportunities. We need to know what we're doing the day we're on set, you know, and in a lot of those instances, the DP is teaching them how to do their job. You know, I like working with DPs because I learn from them. You know, that was my film school, working with DPs. I've been fortunate to work with several different ones. And I learn lenses and I learn their language, and they love it. They love it because I can speak their language. And I understand what size lens does and what it's used for, how to move the camera. Get to know everybody's job, costume, makeup, everybody. You know, when you're first starting out, that's the advantage. You're going to have to do all that stuff anyway. It'll give you an appreciation for the people who do those things, you know. But like hair and makeup people love me because I'm not going to have them go through 6 or 7 variations on someone's hair. I know exactly what I want. And they're like, oh my God, I love you. You know what you want. That's what I always get from hair and makeup. Oh my God, I love you. You know what you want. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to send you back 7 times for 7 different looks only to go back to the first thing I saw. You know, I know right away. Boom, that's going to work. That's going to work. Let's go.
Sounds like having a clear vision is very important to you. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how you run your life, really.
Yes.
You're very, like, you know what you want, and that's awesome. Does that translate into the stories you want to tell? You're very clear on what you want to tell.
I'm very clear on the emotions I'm trying to get my films to invoke in people. I'm very clear on that. And I'm about 90% clear on how to do that. My 4th film, I'm not even going to say the title. It's one of my most personal scripts. But the budget, I kept having to compromise. And there were great moments that I had to get rid of. And I didn't know on set, I didn't know how to make the adjustment. You're not going to get this, Ken. We can't afford it. It's something that was promised to me during the shoot. So I was losing things during the shoot. and so that was hard. And so for that particular film, when I saw the trailer, I'm like, wow, we nailed it. Because I had to do that. I had that trailer cut at the very end of production because I was using that trailer to raise money for my next film. As soon as I got back, I had another meeting, and that producer was like so impressed that I had a trailer for her. And then she saw that. She's like, wait, you shot that in 3 weeks? I'm like, yeah. She's like, it was a 5-minute meeting. Boom, I had the movie. But the movie didn't do what the trailer did. The movie didn't do what the trailer promised. And the reason why was because I had to make compromises, and I couldn't make the adjustment to still get the emotional impact of the film that I wanted. So in pieces, it works, but not as a whole. So in that instance, there was a clear vision, but I wasn't able to make the adjustment. I wasn't able to, and for all my other films, I was able to do that. I was able for them to say, so Ken, this scene, we can't do it the way you want to do it. You have to do something else. Okay, fine. I want to keep the emotion that this scene brings. Let me switch it. Let me fix it. Let me use what we have. I was able to do that very quickly. For that film, for whatever reason, I just wasn't able to. And I think because I was doing too much with so little. And at your fourth film, that's very hard. If it was my first film, it's easy. The ideas start coming. But your fourth film, you're very specific, right? I want this, 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 and there's no compromise. And then you're compromising constantly on a daily basis. And you're just like, the heart of that film got gutted. But yeah, it is. You have to. I think one of my improv teachers at the academy said, he's like, he was the one that taught me. He's like, you always have a clear vision about what you want, because you will subconsciously make decisions that will lead you to those goals. And he's been right for a very long time. So he's like, doesn't mean it's going to happen when you want it to happen, but things will start to happen. And I've had a lot of full circle moments like that, and that have given me, where I would run into a director would help, that I admired, help me with something. And I'm like, I never thought I would even meet this person. And now we have emails, and he's telling me, no, keep going, man, do your thing. Or meeting an actor, or working with an actor that I grew up watching, like writing a script saying, this is the actor I want. We're never going to get him, but this is the actor I want. Putting it out there and knowing very clearly that's who I want, not knowing how you're going to get there. And then you get there. Those little miracles are so important in filmmaking. It doesn't mean, though, your film is special. It just has to happen for it to be made. Independent filmmaking, you need those miracles, and they happen, but you can't get too impressed by them. And when you do your first film, you do, right? You're like, we weren't going to get this location. We got it for free. We must be going to Sundance. This film's on its way. It was like, but no, those things happen just from planning and putting it out there. Hopefully we can do this. Hopefully we can do that. Well, let's aim for it. And more times than not, those things have come to fruition.
So you said your fourth film was very personal to you, and you feel like for budgetary reasons or whatever, it was shortchanged. Do you ever see yourself redoing it then?
Yeah, I do actually. I would have to change it up a little bit because the distributor owns that movie. They haven't done much with it. I think it got into Target and Walmart, and that was the extent of it. I know they're trying to get all my films onto Netflix right now. So I think I could revisit that, but I don't know. When I made that movie at that time, that's how I was feeling. I was feeling like the main character at that time. He was in a rock and a hard place and didn't know how to get out of it. And only had very little to rely on but himself.